public announcement. Please be advised that the notice requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act have been complied with and satisfied in that the annual notice, which gave sufficient notice on the time, place, and conduct of all public meetings of the New Brunswick Parking Authority, has been filed with the city clerk, has been placed on an appropriate bulletin board in the lobby of City Hall, New Brunswick, New Jersey, and has been transmitted to the official newspaper for the city of New Brunswick, namely the Home News and Tribune, as per the annual notice provided in a resolution adopted by this governing body on December 29th, 1975. This time I will take nomination for the appointment of board positions for 2019.
I make nomination for the existing slate to move ahead to 2019.
And are there any other nominations? Seeing no other nominations, call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Mr. Chairman, I turn the meeting to you.
Okay, thank you. So we have a series of resolutions noted on the agenda as D through S. So, Mitch, what I'd like to do is to do that on a consent basis, have you go through
Okay.
the individual things, and we'll vote at the end.
Sure.
Listen to any outstanding issues or objections.
Okay. All right, first one is the adoption of the regular board meeting schedule for 2019. Basically, it's the same as last year, looking to hold a meeting on the fourth Wednesday of every month at 5 p.m., except for the months of November, which that meeting will be held on the second Wednesday of the month, and December of 2019, when that meeting will be held on the third Wednesday of the month. Then we have, the next resolution is for the appointment of official newspapers of the New Brunswick Parking Authority. We're looking to appoint the Home News Tribune and the Star Ledger. Appointment of auditor for year ending, we're looking to appoint Witham, Smith & Brown as the auditor. Appointment for bond trustee, looking to appoint Amboy National Bank for the year 2019. Cash management plan, keeping the same, Amboy National Bank, handle all our accounts. And then the change fund is cash on hand, which is controlled by the Executive Director and Chief Financial Officer. It's petty cash. Parking enforcement officers, we now have 5, Paul Francois, Deborah Quiles, Antoine Johnson, Tina Hillsman-Norman, and Sean Granberry. Designation of Public Agency Compliance Officer, looking to keep Stephanie Hart in that role as Public Agency Compliance Officer. As Oprah Public Records Act, as the Public Records Custodian, also keeping Stephanie Hart in that role as the custodian. As far as bond counsel goes, we're looking to keep Walentz, Goldman, and Spitzer as bond counsel. As far as general legal counsel, looking to keep Renaud, Coughlin, and Cello as general legal counsel. As far as special counsel, we're looking to keep Renaud, Coughlin, and Cello, and Walentz, Goldman, and Spitzer as special counsel for MBPA. For a labor attorney, looking to keep Abruzzi, McDermott, Mastro, and Murphy, and Renaud, Coughlin, and Mincello as the law firms handling labor items. Parking consultants, keeping Timothy Haas and Associates, Level G Associates, Beer Associates, and Howard Isis Financial Services to act as for parking consulting services. And then for a structural design engineering firm, Timothy Haas and Associates, and real estate appraisal firm, New Jersey Realty Advisory Group. And then finally, Bright Rajaratnam of Bright Consulting Services to fill the role as MBPA CFO, which he's been doing for the last few years. And that's all of them.
Okay. Is there any discussion on any of these that any member wishes to bring up right now?
No.
Hearing none, I'd like to I ask somebody to propose a consent resolution adopting items D through S. Need a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, now I need a motion to adjourn the reorganization meeting.
Make a motion.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Call this meeting of the New Brunswick Parking Authority to order. Reading the public notice again. Please be advised that the notice requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act have been complied with and satisfied, and that the annual notice, which gave sufficient notice of the time, place, and conduct of all public meetings of the New Brunswick Parking Authority, has been filed with the city clerk, has been placed on appropriate bulletin board in the lobby of the City of New Brunswick, New Jersey, and has been transmitted to the official newspaper for the City of New Brunswick, namely the Home News and Tribune, as per the annual notice provided in a resolution adopted by this governing body on December 29, 1975. So we have several sets of minutes to go through here. First would be approval of the minutes from the September 2018 regular board meeting. Who is eligible to vote
I was just
for
going to say, I think I have to recuse myself from the meetings I did not
It's
attend,
Tony.
right?
So it
Dave,
was,
Tony, Ed, Keith, and Kevin.
for September, it's Kevin, Tony, and Lou.
I'll make a motion.
Oh, Lou, you were here.
I'm okay for September, so.
Okay, so-
I'll second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
November 2018.
Make a motion.
Oh, we didn't approve it?
I'm sure we'll.
No.
Sweet.
I think it's the same. Hold on.
Okay, yeah. Just-
Kevin, Ed, and Lou.
Okay, so I can make a
Okay,
motion
make a motion
to accept.
and a second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. And then December, it was,
I make a motion. Sure.
I don't think
Tony was
I think Lou was not.
Lou was not here, Ed was here, Andrew was here.
Okay, we have motion and a second. All in favor? Thank you very much. We're all up to date on this. All right, Mitch, Executive Director's report.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Performing Arts Garage is moving along. They began pouring washes. Unfortunately, due to the extreme cold temperatures that we had over the weekend, they had to stop. And tomorrow is supposed to be in the 50s, which would be perfect, but unfortunately it's going to rain, so they still can't pour. So it's just a slight delay on that. Won't hold up the completion of the garage. They've begun hanging the lighting fixtures within the garage, and they've also began installing the sprinklers at the lower level and the standpipes in the garage. So that's moving along nicely. We've introduced LPR capable to read the Park Mobile transactions now. So the LPR, so any transactions that go through Park Mobile will be able to be fed right into the LPR system. So right now, the officers use their handhelds to look up. They go onto the website to see which cars are paid. So now the LPR will be able to get that information. So that should make enforcement more efficient. At the Civic Garage, we finally completed restoration work. The Civic Garage, we had shown some spalling with a rusted cable exposed down below in the garage itself. So after further inspection, it was discovered that the anchor failed and that the cable, post-tension cable, came loose, and that's what caused the spalling. So the job was much more intrusive than what we expected at first. So ultimately, they had to remove the old cable, put a new cable in, and then put in a new anchor to install to attach the cable to.
Mm-hmm.
So that required us to close some spaces both in the City Hall lot and in the deck below, for a number of days. That work's been completed. All the restoration work is now complete and can move along. The Red's Beer Garden, they began renovations this week. They tell me they're aiming for a March opening, so we look forward to that. And just as a side note, we, in anticipation of the monster storm of the year this past weekend, we opened the garages as a precaution, and obviously it rained, thank God, so the garages were not needed. But open them as per conditions to the residents.
Yep.
And that is all I have.
Okay, thank you. Bright?
The December financial statement was emailed to everybody. The audit is scheduled the first week of February for the year end 2018.
Okay, so we don't have to meet, when do you think they finish?
Well, that's
Oh, a
actual
month?
field work starts?
Yeah, the
work.
field work starts probably a week, but then we had to wait for that state pension fund thing.
Yeah.
So we might have an exit conference before that.
Yeah.
Pending.
Before that, okay. Any legal matters, Steve?
No report, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Any public comment this evening?
Good afternoon, members of the board. Charles Cradaville, New Brunswick today. Just on the reorganization matters, I noticed there's 4 parking consulting services now. I didn't catch the name of the new one, the 4th one. What was that?
That was the same as last year. We have Beer Associates,
Mhm.
Tim Haas and Associates, Howard Isis,
Yeah, what, Howard?
ISIS, I-Z-E, yes, that's how it usually comes to the meeting.
Oh, okay,
And then Level G.
right. Okay, if I may ask, why does the parking authority need so many consultants of this type? You know, four different firms being, retained.
Oh, the more knowledge, the better. Right. Well, Tim Haas we use for the engineer, so they also add to the parking consulting, the parking consulting. Level G handles our feasibility studies. Howard Isis brings a lot of experience to the parking authority, and obviously Len has a large experience, so, more knowledge.
I got you. And so, just for the record, last year, were all 4 used, or only some?
I would say all 4 we use.
All 4 were paid? Okay.
Not necessarily, Tim Haas wasn't necessarily for parking service. but
Right,
we
they
paid him
also
for the
do
structural.
yeah, structure design and engineering. Okay. I noticed, I guess National Rent-A-Car closed up in October, right? August, okay. And is there any plan for what's going to happen to the space there? I know it's a small space.
No, it's a small space, we're still deciding what to do with it. Originally, that space was built as a permit office, so we handled the rushes.
Oh.
And then National came forward and they asked, hey, can we use it? So obviously, they closed up, they've closed all their standalones, they're just opening up near airports, I was told, so.
I see.
Right now, we're still debating what to do with the space.
Understood. Glad to hear renovations are beginning in the old Brother Jimmy's. If I could just understand, now that they're beginning renovations, are they, the new tenant, are they going to be paying rent or not till they open?
Not till they open.
Not till they open, and I heard they're shooting for March, that's great. And then, just lastly, is there any update on the supermarket space? I know they've significantly downsized the portion of the space they're utilizing, and they've been short paying the rent now for over a year.
Well, we've been in discussions with them, we're trying to come to some kind of understanding, if you will, and, we're trying to make a plans to go forward. And I think I was asked by your I guess, co-writer, or whatever.
Reporter, yeah.
A reporter, Dave?
Dave, yes.
Yeah, and I said, it'll be about 60 to 90 days before something concrete occurs.
Okay. Thank you, that's all I have. Appreciate your time and answering the questions.
Okay, we'll move on to resolutions, that we only have one tonight, a payment resolution for January. I get a motion
Make a motion.
and a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Mitch, old or new business?
Yeah, no
Closed
open
session.
session. I do have closed session, I have personnel, and I also have a legal matter to discuss.
Okay. Can I get a motion to enter into closed session? And a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor? Okay, so I'm looking for a motion for a resolution that accepts the payment, the salary plan put forward by the management for 2019 as revised. Can I get a motion?
I would make a motion.
And a second? All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. Could you pass those?